Hey everybody, this is India with Bags and Lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching this video. It is time for fashion news. Come on, fashion news. Come on, fashion news. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so fashion news for September. I have my notebook over here. Why? I need to see it. Child, I don't know what's going on with me today. So I saw an article, blog post from Stylecaster, where they were talking about some of the best online places to shop for luxury items, luxury goods, all of those things. And they had a list of them there. And so I thought that was interesting, one. And then when I went through the list, there's some that I had heard of, and then other sites where I figured I would just point them out because I feel like they may not be as not readily available. They may not be as well known as other sites. I don't know what words I'm using today. I wanted to go through those. So make sure you check the link down below. It will have the link to the entire blog that has the full list. I just want to highlight a couple of them here. So first up is going to be for jewelry, the luxury closet. I feel like I've seen the luxury closet before, but according to Stylecaster, they are very well known for very high-end luxury jewelry pieces. So if you're in the market for that, maybe consider them. The next one up is going to be Louisa V. Aroma. So I actually have personally purchased one item from Louisa V. Aroma. I check out the website from time to time, and actually there was another item that I was looking at or stalking when I was considering another alternative for a Lindy bag. So I did buy something from Louisa V. Aroma before. It did come through DHL. Overall, I think it was a good experience. I bought a Dan Slint lint. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name of the company, but a handbag from them. Louisa V. Aroma is very well known for emerging brands. So if you want to learn more about or just get exposed to other brands that maybe some of the people that you watch on your out here in social media are not talking about, or you just want to see what's out there that's new, fresh, and different, then Louisa V. Aroma is a good place to go. Also, they had a pretty good price on a Scorpius Neos bag, which I had not heard of that brand before either. And I saw that bag and was eyeing it because it was actually full price and pre-order on the the Neos website. They had it for half price. It is sold out at this point. Let me know if you heard of Neos, because that one was a new brand that I had not heard of, and the curves on this bag look amazing. And reading about the brand, it looks like it's a good quality brand as well. So yeah, let me know about that down below if you have heard of them or have seen their bags in person. Next up is going to be Revolve. I'm hearing about Revolve more often now. Definitely, I feel like it's a lot of at least creators that I've been watching are getting partnerships with Revolve. So that's one of the reasons I'm hearing about it more. And I initially thought when I had heard about Revolve a little while ago, maybe like a year ago, that it was about they sold their own branded clothing, but that's not the case. It is what they have described as a company that is well known for selling the it girl, the popular, the cool kid type of thing. So I am none of those things. I am not a cool kid. So I think that's why I didn't know about Revolve, I guess. They do have a bit of just mix of things, and they also sell pre-owned. I don't know a lot about Revolve, but Stylecaster is saying it's a good brand to go with or company to buy from. And then last up, I wanted to point out, which I know y'all have heard about this one, but in this way is what I'm wondering, Amazon. So what I had recently discovered is that you can buy a Coach item from the Coach store from Amazon. This is a fairly recent partnership that happened around September of 2023. Also, other brands are expanding more. So Victoria's Secret, Levi's, Gap, all of those companies are actually expanding their footprint. So instead of you having to go to their website, you can go directly to Amazon and buy your items, and it comes from Levi's, not Susie Q down the street selling Levi's jeans. It's you buying Levi's from the actual distributor. So I think that is really neat. And then also something that I had shared in a short around Christmas time was that Amazon has partnered with What Goes Around Comes Around. So they're getting more so into the luxury space. They previously had reached directly out to certain luxury brands and they said no. I can understand why from those brands' perspectives, why they would say no. But what goes around comes around is a very well-known, reputable secondhand luxury goods store. And so through them, you can purchase luxury goods. And it's so weird to wrap your head around buying luxury items from Amazon, but they are putting their tentacles everywhere. Okay. So yeah, Amazon is another one that Stylecaster listed. So make sure you check out the more box or the ... at the bottom of your screen. It's usually on the right side, and that will expand out, and that's where I have all the links, always all the links, also other interesting information. So make sure you check that out. Next up is going to be this mysterious missing fortune. So, what am I talking about? I don't know if you guys had heard of this, but there was, I want to say towards the end of last year, there were a lot of headlines about this Hermes Heir that was going to adopt their gardener, their longtime gardener. I think the gardener was 51 at the time. And they were going to, I think this person did not have any kids. I don't remember for sure. So, I'm just saying this for entertainment purposes. Make sure you look at all this for your facts for yourself. But, all of this. But I don't think that person had a child and they wanted to, I guess, leave their money to someone, or maybe they just were being extra generous. But anyway, however it goes, they were going to give a massive amount of their fortune that they were going to inherit to their gardener. And that made headlines. Now, recently, they've made headlines again. Well, that person has made headlines again. So Nicholas, I will not mess up his name. You'll see it here on the screen, but he is reported to be the largest individual shareholder of Hermes. And when this article came out recently, basically it's a follow-up. So I remember I told you the fortune, he was going to give some of this money away. Well, the money's gone. Okay, so I have got to get into this for you because this is just crazy. So his fortunes were managed. He hired a wealth manager to manage his fortune. And according to the article, this is not me saying this. These are allegations and no facts from me. These are allegations. Check it out for yourself in the article that I will link below. He hired a wealth manager, which there was one person that was definitely had access to all of his accounts and was responsible for making sure the money was basically going to be maintained and will last for generations to come. Now, the allegations are that he somewhere along in the 2010s time frame, y'all's friend, I'm going to say y'all's friend, BA, Bernard Arnault over there at LVMH, he went into some type of agreement, some type of partnership. There was these are what the allegations are, that around the early 2010s, he entered into some type of agreement with Nicholas because he's the sole largest holder of the fortune. And Arnault was supposed to be allegedly doing more of a hostile takeover. So trying to take over Hermes and buying stocks basically to do this takeover. And it was with his help. So this amassed to about a 23% stake in Hermes, and something happened, things fell apart. So Bernard Arnault backed out of that deal and unwound his holdings of the 23% that he'd amassed in stocks from Hermes. So at some point, of course, there was some tension with the other family members of the Hermes family, and he basically stepped down from his role with the board because of just disagreements and all of this that had happened. Okay. So fast forward to now, after this announcement came out, somehow he realized that his fortune that he thought he had, which was actually only 5.7, like this is crazy, 5.7% is what he has or what he expected to have, which amounted to about $220 million, I think it was, if I'm remembering correctly, because I didn't write it down here. So yeah, at some point when this whole deal unwound and and old friend over at LVMH was not successful. His money or his stocks that he was supposed to have apparently disappeared with this backing out agreement that he had. These are what the allegations are, allegedly. So now this man does not know where his money is. But what is very interesting about this, and please read this article because y'all have got to let me know your thoughts. But two things I caught when I was reading this. First off is the fact that he's also taken the guy to court, and the court has not ruled in his favor. They actually ruled in his wealth manager's favor to say that they haven't done anything shady or anything like that. So this is very interesting. But let me get to the two things I wanted to say when I was reading this article. First off is, how did you make this decision? Only what are we in, like, so at the time you're watching this video, if you're watching it real time, it's September 2024. So we're talking 9-10 months from when this was first announced, that this guy said, you know what, I got all this money, I'm going to pass it off to old boy over here that has been doing my grass and my lawns for however many years. To 10 months later, you don't have any money. And the fact that apparently the speculation is that this money was unwound and you don't have this stake anymore. And this happened back in the early 2010s. How did you check your, like, the timelines are just odd. How did you not know you didn't have your money back when everything was unwound? Because that was over a decade ago. You know, it made headlines because of the massive amount of money he was going to leave to his gardener. And then 10 months later, you have now realized you don't have that money anymore. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, how, I'm confused. Like, how did you? But anyway, so let me know your thoughts on that. The other interesting thing is, like I said, allegedly there was an attempt for old BA over here at LVMH to try to take over Hermes. It did not work. That is also very interesting. So, you know, just wanted to throw that out there. Those were the two things I picked up, and I was just like, wait a minute. So I might have to do some more digging, see if I can find some more information out, but I just thought that was very interesting. Let me know your comments down below, please, because this is just, what? You like, how do you not know you don't have that much money anymore? And for how long did you not know this? And then how did you discover that you don't have it anymore? You know, anyway, moving on. Next up, I previously spoke about the Saks Fifth Avenue potential merger between Saks Fifth Avenue purchasing Neiman Marcus. And so information that deal is still, has not gone through and is not finalized yet. But what has come out recently is the fact that some of the vendors allegedly are not getting paid from their wholesale deals that they have with Saks Fifth Avenue. So Saks is supposed to be purchasing Neiman Marcus. So Saks, of course, is Saks the company, and then they are owned by a parent company. So according to this glossy article that I read, so they reported the story and focused some of their article on one of the vendors. His name is Ryan. You'll see his name on the screen because I have no idea how to say his last name. So he's with the company brand Geets. I have never heard this brand before either. And so he says that he has been owed $15,000 from a wholesale order where everything is sold through. There has not been any indication of, you know, bad sales or anything like that, or slow sales, but he still owed his money of about $15,000. And this has been going on for several months now. And so also another article has come out recently too, where Saks has also apologized publicly, and, you know, for their delinquent payment issues. And so in that article, they were talking about, you have enough money. Basically, their argument was, you have enough money, you know, your financials are good, that you can buy out another company for, you know, in the billions, but you're not paying your vendors over here, which these, you know, I'm sure overall the numbers are probably adding up to millions. But when we use like one example where one person's owed $15,000, you know, things don't seem, not up and up, seem interesting, or very, it's a little confusing with that picture that's being painted. But they also in their article mentioned that Saks is a company itself, and the parent company, which is not Saks, right? Saks is owned by the parent company, which is HBC, I believe. They are purchasing Neiman Marcus. So that has nothing or possibly nothing to do with Saks having these issues paying vendors. And so they just threw that out there. But it's very interesting when you're standing back looking at it, especially as a vendor saying, you're buying another company, but I can't get my payment. So that I thought that was interesting to add. And also just to be fair that they did announce that they're sorry. Maybe there's some administration mishaps happening or whatever, and maybe that's why it's been, some issues with some people allegedly not getting their payments. But wanted to throw that out there too, because I thought that's a little bit of interesting information to share with you guys, since I did talk about Saks and Neiman Marcus before. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, I thank you all so much. Make sure you hit the like button before you go, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.